Hey, how's it going, everybody? Figured I'd do another video for you guys while I'm trying to stay out of this heat. Anyways, this is one definitely for you guys and gals that are into old school computing. Going back to 486, man. That was my first computer that could play just Microsoft-based games and whatnot, DOS-based games. Before that, I had my Commodore 128. Anyways, there's no date on this thing, and I'm having a hard time looking it up. This is one of those things, if I find any good information on it, I will put it into the description. I got lucky on my phone once, and then it screwed up because smartphone. It's where I was doing the Google thing where you just hold it up to the freaking thing you want to search for, take a picture, and then it looks it up. And I'd swear I found another company that makes the same motion control stick. I thought they were the only ones on what I'm going to show you here, but maybe they sold their patent to some other company, or maybe that other company ripped them off flat out. As this goes back to, I'd say, around maybe late 90s, mid 90s. I just can't remember when I got it. At the time, I was in a LA area, staying at my sister's, going to DeVry, getting ripped off by DeVry, like many students, which, glad that place got screwed over. Fuck DeVry. They got me for a good chunk of money, and thanks to my sister, she was able to bail me out because she was getting good money coming in at the time. Any other time, it could have been a real problem, where it'd be like, "You'll never find me." Go hide in a bush or something. So hopefully plenty of students got compensated from them bastards, man, because they really ripped off a lot of people. Otherwise, I've gotten two of these at CompUSA, for anybody that remembers that awesome computer store. And I think they were on sale or something, so that's why I grabbed a couple of them. That was such an awesome store back in the day. Could have paid like $15 a piece or something. Anyways, give you guys the name of the company that made it here. It's just designed and manufactured by Veer Systems Australia. Model number 0100. Say, man, there's no date on it. That's where I got to do some research now that I found the damn thing. Otherwise, has kind of a Star Trek phaser look to it. Sets in the little stand, so you got your stand here, which is also your infrared receiver. Is on the motion control, I don't know if it's got other sensors in it or if it flat out works on infrared spectrum. So this thing has it to where you can set it from wide beam to narrow beam. So it could be it's just infrared. I remember I had to literally point directly at this to have it work, which tells me it's needing to see the infrared. So unlike some of the stuff like Wii or whatever, some of the other motion controllers at the time, and there was others, I don't think there's anything inside of it that detects the tilting. It's pretty much just the usual tilt down to go forward, tilt back to go backwards, and then left and right tilt while you're trying to hold this thing very steady. Now remember, for what it was, it worked pretty good for some games. As I believe they intended this more for games like the original Doom, Duke Nukem 3D, Heretic, stuff like that, man. All your old school first-person shooters, where you just had a few buttons to change weapons and shoot and whatnot. It's just 3-button, and then it does have 4 buttons here, so flip a switch and just have it to where you can use it like a regular gamepad, and And then when you want to do the motion control, you just move it to the left. It's got two symbols there. That one being motion control, that one being just standard. Which I do remember when I used this, had to have it on standard or it'd get all crazy in the menu systems because of the sensitivity. So I'd get the game all set up the way I want, get it started, and then once I'm ready to play and all seated and comfy, switch it to motion control. Fire buttons. It's got two fire buttons there, and then a little one at the end here for like switching out your guns or whatever and doing. On rarity, I'd say it's pretty goddamn rare, especially for this one. I've been trying to look it up, just going by the name on the controller, and I'm getting nowhere. It's where last time I just took a snap with my smartphone and used the Google search, and I don't think I came up with this one. I think what I came up with was somebody had some boxed ones, but it was a different company. I'd swear it was Vivitar. So I got to see if I can find those sites again that I found on the phone, and I'll just add it to the description or whatever. So I don't think it's really valuable. It's just it's got some rarity to it. You just don't see these. And then goes back to your 486 type computers, early Pentium, whatever. So nowadays, man, unless you know how to build your computer out of old school stuff, not very usable. The only thing that may give me a chance on being able to use it again, and I'll let you guys know how it works. I've got one of these adapters here. As I said, man, it's old school. It's an adapter from Radio Shack. Something you'd have to find at like a yard sale or thrift store or something, man, or just online, eBay or whatever. To where it changes it to USB and has it to where you can select gamepad 1, joystick A, which I believe, okay, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't say how many buttons. So gamepad, joystick A, joystick B, or a wheel controller. And I mean basic, just wheel controller for driving, or flight simulator or whatever. So, fire button wise, I don't think it gives you that many. I think maybe 4 at most. So anyways, being it goes into USB and you can set it as a gamepad, I was thinking something I might be able to test this on is my Raspberry Pi setup. As that seems to pick up a lot of different game controllers. That's what I like about it. It's really good for testing stuff out. So I might hook it up to that, see if it detects it as a controller, and go from there. Because it would be cool to be able to use this to play some retro games on my Raspberry Pi system, or Retro Pi or whatever. So, as far as I know, I may be the only one showing one of these on YouTube here. So if any of the other people out there have one, man, and have had success on other stuff with it, let me know. Or if you know any other brands other than just this VR one. Like I say, I'd swear the other brand I saw was Vivitar, but I may be wrong. So I finished the video here. I'll try and look it up again and see where I can go. I'd like to see if somebody's got a teardown of this thing just to see what makes it tick. I'm kind of afraid to take it apart because I've had this. This is one of the few things I have left over from the 90s when it comes to just computer, video game, whatever type stuff. It's from my original collection, so I'd hate to have anything fall out of it or just have it not go together right or whatever. I just rather see somebody else fuck up their controller so I can laugh at them but maybe get to see what makes the thing tick. So I really don't think there's anything in it like some of the other motion controllers of that time period. Like Mercury. Another reason I don't want to open it up just in case, but some of the motion controls from back then, like the lay stick for Atari, had Mercury in it, as in Mercury switches. That went over really freaking good. That's definitely, from what I've found, a fairly rare controller for Atari. It's Mercury, I'm assuming, is in little glass vials inside of it, so if the kid dropped it or whatever, cracked, there goes the mercury leaking out of it that could get on the kid's hand or whatever, man. And I do have another one that I'm going to try and search for that's for Nintendo. That one, I don't think it's got mercury in it. That's another one I like to see if somebody's done a teardown of. And it's fairly rare too. But not as much as this. That one I can get online and find it. This, nada. So, enjoy the fat sweatiness or whatever. Later, everybody.